Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob and today we are going to be continuing the narration and character voice acting for the main story of Arknights. Episode 14, Absolved will be the Seekers. Alright guys, probably gonna be one more part after this, considering where this part will be stopping today. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, as always, to anybody who bumps into the voiceover through this very episode, you can find the full playlist for the main story in the description of the video, together with all connected stories to the main story as well, a link there. Plus, if you are interested to listen to any of the other stories from Arknights, they're all pretty much on the channel. Just look them up. Just search them very quickly. You will find them pretty quick. But yeah, thank you very much and enjoy. And speaking of, as always guys, thank you very much for the likes and the comments you leave behind, and the previous episode had quite the selection of comments, especially all the ones around Monster and the different theories about what Monster is. Really enjoyed reading through all of those, so thank you for all of those ideas. I saw one of them was literally one of the old theories that I remember about Monster being potentially a being of pure Originium or something, and that brought me back when I read that one. Also, I saw another interesting comment that was about a different take on Priestess altogether. Sorry if I don't remember the name currently from the top of my head, but I did appreciate reading that one. It was a very interesting take on Priestess and her whole shtick and how you see her stance on all things. Just to quickly also clarify my pure, like, no bullshittery stance on Priestess and what I think about her. Just to say it right here and up front, all I can say is I can summarize her in a single word. Sad. Now, why sad? Considering this chapter so far, Amiya, Doc, Kaltsit, W, Logos, and many more characters, they all picked up the mantle. They all are carrying their past with themselves. They took it. They are accepting of it, of the circumstances and everything, and they are moving forward in life. They are accepting what happened, and they are moving forward. W is the hugest example of this whole chapter of moving forward in life and making a decision. While Priestess, on the other hand, is someone who is literally stuck. She is literally stuck, and I understand it. Like, her infatuation with the Doctor in so many aspects has pretty much driven her into that little camp. But even in this place where she is right now mentally, she's still unwilling to accept that the person she was infatuated of is completely gone. Their body is still around, and it's kind of behaving like the old true self of them, but it's a completely different person who is forming their own memories and experiences and is shaping up to be a completely different person. Well, different person in a certain regard to their old self, but still different, still a completely separate entity. While the person that she was infatuated of is essentially dead. They don't exist anymore. But she's not accepting that. Her entire talk was just in the previous episode was just her reminiscing about the times and describing how they do this and that and how great their civilization is. Yeah, very great civilization when your only option to preserve life as apparently was to entrap it into Originium to save it. Good choice. And we're gonna learn about that a bit more today, what it means to be actually inside of that thing. But look forward to the rest of it. But yeah, in a manner of sense, she's just a sad character that is stuck in a metaphorical and actually physical place when you think about it. She's literally just sitting there on her ass waiting for the dog to return, as she said herself, to her side. Really, a really sad character. What else can I say about that? She is crazy in a sense, but she is just sad. That's pretty much the border of how to describe her. And I don't think she will change. I don't think she's written to be in a redeeming position to change and evolve as a person. I think she's gonna be just the final crux of everything finally going in a better outcome, better future, potentially. However, I also saw, I think one of you brought up that for all intents and purposes, the story so far, when it comes to Priestess, kinda is slowly building up towards her being the, like, potentially, like, maybe when Arknights' first gigantic whole story around Priestess ends, the journey towards that is gonna be, like, the final boss of everything, before whatever happens with the story happens. I would be down for that, because that definitely seems like a path that the story is taking, and would be very interesting. like I said in again, like I actually left a comment in the previous episode on a response. Like I said there, if it happens, I know they are not gonna do it that way, but if that happens and there is a final confrontation between Priestess and everybody else, I want a 1v1 Kojima style, Kojima Metal Gear Solid style, 1v1 Priestess and Doc, just with a backdrop of a sunrise, you know, like a new dawn is breaking. Backdrop of a sunrise, Doc versus Priestess, punch out until one of them drops. I want that. I want that so bad. I know it's not gonna happen, but holy shit, if that happens, I would be laughing my ass off and I would be super hype. That would be something, but that's not gonna happen. But if it does, I called it. But yeah, TLDR, she's a sad character, and we'll see where the story takes her. And hopefully she's not gonna be too much of a hole for everybody else. But I say that, and I do think she will be. But yeah, anyway, let's do the quick recap and proceed into today's part. We have quite the story to cover, and if you want to skip the rest of this recap, you can do so with the timestamp down provided below. Alright, so then, on the previous part, we began on the airship with Amiya facing off against the assassins, seeing their past and proceeding forward. Meanwhile, W and the rest have their own adventure in the engine core as they are trying to disable the ship's core, aka the Revenant himself, that is the core of the ship, but they are being pushed back by the anger and the shadows that are seeping away from the core and are stopping them in their tracks. Amiya appears and faces off essentially against the Revenant 1v1, and after that, W has a moment where she actually witnesses the Revenant's full past, as she experiences and sees what the Revenant went through their life in their journey by actually going around the world and collecting other Revenants to create and fuel and light the fire in the soul furnace in back in Kazdel. She kind of feels closer to the guy after witnessing that, but also jumps into this soul furnace after the Revenant in this vision, and appears in reality right next to the core of the ship and begins to rip it apart as the Revenant is screaming with anger at her. Amiya supporting W, and they do manage to rip the thing out. The ship, however, is not falling yet. The Revenant is still around and present, and still very, very angry. And proceeding that, however, the ship does accelerate and goes closer to the closer to Amnanam, but all the while the Revenant is giving the crew, the very unfortunate crew on board of the ship now, our team, a vision essentially. The vision being the past of what happened to Theresa in the final day of Babel. Meaning that W, Kaltzit, Amiya and the Doctor all together see what transpired in those final moments, pretty much clarifying to all of them that yes, it was the Doctor of the past who was responsible for Theresa's death. But in those moments as well, Kaltzit obviously knew about that. Doctor kind of probably already suspected it for a while and was kind of also afraid but ready to face this. Amiya, on the other hand, also had her suspicions, but she accepts what happened in the past, and she is accepting of this new doctor, and W in her very own awkward way is pretty much in the same boat of how is she gonna kill this person when this person doesn't even know what happened. This person doesn't have memory, so there is no point in killing this new entity, essentially. But the ship is accelerating towards Amnanam after Theresa appeared before them for a brief moment, and before it makes actual direct contact with it, it stops. The branches of the giant tree that is forming in the sky grab onto the ship. It seems to be also standing still in time and space itself, and they are enveloping the ship while the ship itself is accelerating with its Originium growth and convergence into Originium, while our dear Rhode Island members all pretty much get crystallized on the spot. In the moment it happens, Doctor has a bit of a breakdown shouting for the thing to stop, but as the Doctor does so, he wakes up in another spot. The Doc wakes up next to Priestess, apparently, or rather is being woken up by Priestess in an unknown place. The two of them share a conversation discussing all sorts of things, from the achievements of their civilization, what they've seen, how they go about things, from just transportation and stuff. But at the end of the day, Priestess does also let the Doctor back into the reality that the Doc came from, and says to the Doc that she will wait here where she is right now until the Doc comes back to her side. And that is where we left off. So then, now we're gonna be continuing. And we are gonna be obviously continuing from stage 19 where we left off, the after story of that, and we'll see where the cutscene takes us. So enjoy. Once again, stage 19, inside the crystal. The void is boundless and the possibilities are limitless. Let's begin.
I have returned. It feels like it has been a very long time since I left, and I have not come back to the ship for a good night's rest in quite a while either. Dr. Kaltzit, Siege. Has the war outside ended? Finally I can have a rest. I'd like nothing more than a bowl of hot vegetable soup at the cafeteria, then plop myself down in my bed in the dorms. What about Theresa? At this hour she should be... No, that's not right. Theresa is gone. The room is empty. Nobody is waiting for my return. I clearly remember that on many nights in the past, there would be someone who would tell me a whole library's worth of stories to put me to sleep. But now they're no longer here. Wait, why is there a piece of clothing on the bed? A white dress, with a neat corsage sewn into the collar. The needlework is deft, clearly done by a very experienced hand. White suits you, Amiya. Theresa?
Doctor, can you hear my voice? Doctor! Doctor, you are here as I surmised. I feel rather unwell. What happened just now? Where am I? Based on how you look, you seem in poor health. I'm afraid that there is no way for me to do a physical examination here, Doctor. Please keep your head clear and look at me. Did you manage to remember something? You hear the woman's stern but caring words, and you make an effort to open your eyes wide. Your vision gradually clears as the various parts of your body regain their functionality. You slowly open your mouth, and you speak in an unknown language. Kaltsit? Where am I? Your shattered consciousness reassembles, your fragmented thoughts realign with one another. You are now able to determine that you are standing on solid ground. You look around, certain of the familiarity of your surroundings. You have spent quite a long time here before. The expression of the woman before you turns rather strange, even hostile. Amiya. Who am I? I am Dr. Jacob of Rhode Island. Amiya, cut it. Why are we on Rhode Island? It seems you still remember who you are. Amiya is not here with us. What I can say for certain, that is, it is not the original Rhode Island. Were we separated from the others? Where are Logos and W? You are the only one I have seen since I arrived here. Are you sure you don't know what is going on? I'm as confused as you are. Do you not believe me? A certain degree of precaution is necessary in these circumstances. Be on guard, Doctor. We must leave here, no matter what. This is not a place that we are familiar with. I do not know what unexpected complications we may encounter. Still, I will do everything I can to protect you. Don't stray too far from me.
No, no more. I'm so tuckered out that I could sleep for an entire month.
Don't be like that, Cruz.
This is a live combat exercise. You need to treat a training room like the battlefield. You can be real fierce sometimes, Captain.
Focus up. There's still lots of training drills arranged by the instructors to go.
Why so serious? They're not even here. Oh, Doctor.
Good morning, Cruz. Is everyone here?
Cruz! Oh, don't worry. The doctor's definitely not going to tattle on us to the instructors. Let me just take a nap here before.
I thought I gave you combat training exercises, not combat sleeping ones.
We're doomed.
Attention all members of A1 detachment.
Sir!
All of you 100 laps around the training room, then 50 sets of stamina training exercises on the double.
Yes, sir!
Sorry you had to see that, Doctor. It's been too long since Rhode Island experienced battle. These young fighters of ours can be a little slack. So I guess it's up to me to tighten them up. Letting them grow up peacefully isn't so bad. Of course, but I still need to be prepared for any dangers we may come across. It'll be fine, no need to trouble yourself over their training. I'll handle it. You've been working real hard lately, Doctor. Go take a rest. Don't worry, we'll be keeping watch. Did you see all of that too, Concert? Am I dreaming?
I saw the same scene unfurl as you did. They truly do exist here. Dreams would not be so clear, and this is not a scene out of your memory.
It would be nice if everything here was real. No, it definitely isn't real.
Keep a clear head, Doctor. We must press onwards.
Glad to see you here, Doctor. No time to sit down and have a drink. Everything's on my tab for one night only. It's lively here. Sure is a lot of people, isn't it?
Did you forget, Doctor? Today's Outcast's retirement party.
Here's to our venerate elder.
Oh, shut it, Sharp. I'm barely older than you are.
Thank you for all that you've done for Rhode Island, Outcast. I wish you a happy retirement.
Here's to you, Outcasts. We'll always remember your many deeds and exquisite marksmanship. I can't believe that Outcast is leaving us. There's not gonna be anyone left to drink. Wish me on weekend nights.
Hey, I'm just retiring. Not even a Lateran funeral would be this sentimental. Plus, even if I drink so much tonight that I don't wake up tomorrow, I call my life a life well lived. My memories of working alongside you all are my greatest treasures, and I'll bring them to the grave with me along with my patron firearm. Just make sure that it's Rangers teaching the youngsters how to shoot.
You're drunk, Outcast. He uses a gun. How is he supposed to teach the kids? Ugh. It's shooting with a Sancta crossbow.
You need to cut back, Blaze. You're talking nonsense again.
Both of you need to keep one eye open and one eye shut. Not too big a difference.
Oh, looks like we're not the only ones at the bar tonight.
I'm serious, Dagda. Show me how powerful the fist of a Knight of the Tower can be.
Just remember, you asked for this.
Hey, this isn't a boxing gym. We're guests here on Rhode Island, so don't go about making trouble.
I've had my fair share of times like this before. Now that you're formally a member of the Steam Knights, are you going to break things off with street loafers like us? Oh, stop it. Have you made your decision, Vina? I see no reason for me to hesitate. My days in Orport might have been some of the happiest in my life, and I don't really see any need to return to the palace. Alexandrina Vina Victoria is a descendant of the royal family, but she is also a normal, honorable Victorian. You are now an honorable Steam Knight, Elderdale. I, the honorable Siege. I believe that these lives of ours are for the best. Peaceful lives. Such precious things. To life. To Victoria. Whenever you're in the mood, we should go out and have a stroll together. Perhaps throw some stones at the Duke's windows? How wonderful. This isn't real. These are the scenes that your subconscious mind wishes to see. You hoped that they were all real, didn't you? Who else will I see here? Only you can answer that. Let us continue, Doctor. No matter what you see, you must face it, surmount it. I'm back, Doctor. It's been a while. Tallulah? It hasn't been that long. Don't you recognize me anymore? I was out setting up an infected treatment center in the north of Ursus. Took quite a lot of effort. Thankfully, the workers in town were all supporting us. Nothing the local lord could do but compromise. We managed to get the land that we needed out of the deal. Reunion doesn't exist? Are you trying to crack a joke, Doctor? Or have you just woken up? If Reunion didn't exist, then who would be helping Rhode Island with treating the infected in Ursus? And Cachet? What about him? Why would you suddenly bring up the dead black snake? Did you want me to thank you again? Very well. After all, it was only thanks to Rhode Island that Ursus and I were able to cast off that mastermind and start a new future for countless people. Doctor. No. Don't look back. Doctor? Frosnoa? You shouldn't be here.
Why? You told me to give you my report immediately after completing the mission, no?
Missions? For Rhode Island?
Who else would I do them for? I've always been a Rhode Island operator. You look strange, Doctor. Am I standing too close and making you feel cold?
This isn't right. This isn't right. One by one, the lively crew shed their visages, shifting into indistinct, jet-black shadows. They do not appear dangerous, they just slowly drift around you. Calcit, what are they?
This is no illusion or dream. It is all real, in a sense. All the people, all the things you have encountered in the past exist within your imagination. They took their forms based on what you most hope to see.
They solely are memories. How can you stay so calm?
These scenes affect me as much as they do you, Doctor. But they are ultimately the product of your thoughts. Originium, guided by your wishes deep in your subconscious and your desire to make up for past regrets, has reproduced what you wish to see. You continue to hold a deep regard for everything you've experienced alongside Rhode Island, yet despite that, you were able to break away from this beautiful lie. Only now can I believe that you, as you are now, are still the Doctor of Rhode Island.
Originium? Since when could it do this? Why is it being guided by what I want?
All that you wish for, I am able to grant.
Priestess.
As I thought, you already... I once told you, Doctor, that others cannot tell you how to solve the mystery surrounding you. You can only rely on yourself. I suspect that we are now extremely close to that critical juncture.
If this is all based on my hopes, then are you... No, I can at least say for sure that you are no illusion.
I hope that this judgment of yours is based on rationality, and not something else.
If these scenes are all about making up for regrets, will I be able to meet Theresa?
I do not know for certain where Theresa is, nor what she is doing. What I am sure of is that she has something to do with this environment.
Doctor! Amiya!
Doctor Calcit. Good, you're both here.
The doctor steps forward without hesitation.
I was looking all over for you, Doctor.
You look a little different. Your clothes?
Theresa left me this dress.
So she really is here?
I haven't seen her. I've sensed no presence of her aboard this Rhode Island, in fact.
Did you run into any danger?
I'm fine. So many memories float before me. But not only memories, emotions too, rich ones in every shape and form. I think that the people that we saw were truly alive. But this form of life just makes me sad. After walking down this corridor and seeing you, I think I understand now. The emotions that I felt all stemmed from the same source, Doctor.
Me?
Yes. I touched you, Doctor. I've never done that before.
The girl holds your hand, just as she has always done, but a little tighter and more carefully this time.
I know that you've changed a lot compared to the past, Doctor. But considering all that we've experienced together, I'm even more convinced that the you who stands before me now has always been the you that I've trusted the most. Memory may tell falsehoods, but emotion always speaks the truth. There are many things that I still don't understand at this moment. I have questions that can't be answered until we see Theresa once more. No matter what happens, no matter how many unhappy endings await us, you'll stand by my side, won't you, Doctor?
I will. I'm Dr. Jacob of Rhode Island.
Good. That's all I ask for. Let's go find Theresa then.
First, we must figure out how to leave. The answers we seek are not here. Though this is no illusion, heaven and earth, life and death. It is all falsehood.
Huh. So even if you leave that dreary gallery of fakes, you just find yourself wandering around an even bigger stage? Who the hell set up these curtains for us? Their taste sucks. Oh, looks like the main cast is finally here. Hey, Crone, let's put that all-knowing brain of yours to good use. I've got a real big question I want answered. Where the hell are we?
A small boat drifting atop an endless golden sea. We are within Originium. Within Originium, there exists a universe. Okay, not gonna waste my breath here, cause I'm gonna be including this cutscene as a whole from start to finish in the clip section. I don't know how many clips there are gonna be as of right now, but that's gonna be pretty much there in its entirety, just like the before scene of this very same stage last time. So you can watch that later when we get to the end, and just hear my raw reactions to that stuff, cause I hate when I call shit. I hate when I call shit. I will, however, say right now, I love that out of everything the Doctor saw there, everybody that the Doc sees on this illusionary version of Rhode Island, where everybody is happy and everybody is around, I love that the straw that breaks the camel's back was Frost Nova. I love that she is the one who appeared, and they really had to drive it home there. They really had to drive it home there and have her actually appear in Rhode Island clothing. Oh, you sons of bitches. But yeah, I love it that it was her who broke the whole thing. However, I am very curious if that sequence would have continued. How and who else would we have seen there appear? Kind of got me interested, not gonna lie. But that was already enough. That was enough. That was already enough. That was cruel, but that was enough. And yeah, let's just move on. You can watch, like I said, everything in the clip section. Anyway, moving on to stage 20, titled Procession of Kings. Soothe the raging river of souls. Let's start.
Universe. What's a universe?
No language that you are familiar with has such a word. It is a concept far wider than the land and the sky. It is all of space and time, and everything contained within them. Even the most arrogant of gods are unable to claim mastery over it as a whole, because the word itself signifies infinity, as well as the possibility for constant change. However, Originium is able to incorporate it in its entirety, all in finest detail, forming an assimilated universe within... Okay, stop! In short, we got two things. One, for some unknown reason, we were dragged into the Originium along with the airship. Not that anybody knows how tiny little rocks can have this huge place inside of them. Two, we're not dead, and we don't know how we're still alive inside this universe in the Originium, right? A reasonably accurate summation of the matter. Huh? No reaction, not even a raised eyebrow. W! Did you just throw a bomb into the sea? What else would I throw? I had to test the water somehow. The bomb's as good as my hand, right? The old hag said that we got stuck inside the Originium. Maybe I could have, oh so conveniently, blown a hole. Look out! What the hell just happened? It was like there was something pulling on me. The yellow stuff down there is liquid Originium, right? What else could the bomb have blown up?
It would not have ignited. There is no energy present to fuel a reaction. I cannot sense any Originium within this Originium sea. Perhaps I should phrase it differently. As all Originium outside this realm exists in a combination within other matter, so too must it abide by the laws of the external universe. But here, those laws are dictated by the Originium itself.
You're not making any more sense than the old hag.
We have entered a place that operates on its own grammar. I can sense the language contained within this ocean of Originium, vast, boundless, without limit. As of yet, I have been unable to thoroughly analyze it.
Stop, Logos. Do not attempt to comprehend this language for now. We should not disturb it. Although it is highly likely that we are already within danger's sights, the fact that this ship is permitted to exist is proof enough that we are safe, at least for now.
Rhodes Island? The ship and the Originium Sea?
This Rhodes Island exists because of you, Dr. Jacob. We should have been assimilated by the Originium and become part of the ocean. Thanks to you, we were not. You have changed, no, redefined a portion of the law. Under circumstances that you yourself could not perceive, you have used this language.
The one I spoke earlier? I don't remember it. Sometimes it's in my brain, sometimes it's not.
Huh! Who would have thought you had that sort of thing in you? Don't tell me that those weird dioramas on the ship were all your dream or something. Those heartwarming illusions were disgusting.
I didn't like them either. W turns her head, pondering as she looks ahead. She has barely even glanced at you since you entered the assimilated universe.
The real question is, now that we've barged into the Originium, how do we get out? Can this haunted ship take us somewhere?
Rhodes Island sails atop the aureate sea. It resembles a mirror of purest gold more than anything else, its surface unblemished, nary a ripple in sight. A question suddenly comes to mind. Are you really sailing?
The ocean's surface seems static. Everything does, really. It's too quiet. I can't feel anything. Flowing emotions, rich memories. It's all faded away. Dr. Kaltzit, this is inside Originium, right? I don't understand. It's already devoured so much. Cities destroyed by catastrophe. People died of oropathy. Shouldn't traces of all those lives be here in this sea? Why is there nothing here?
Because this is the end. Everything sealed away by the Originium is trapped in this unchanging, undying end. Oh, wonderful! A good place where even the dead can die. Not even the Laterans could think up
of something so heavenly. No wonder that there is no Sarkas aboard the ship. How could a sweet, blissful place like this have devils like us? No Sarkas? You might be right. Other than you and Logos, I haven't seen a single Sarkas since we arrived. The Sarkas, they're closely connected with Originium. But where are they?
Did the ship ram into something? Is there something on the water? Sight.
Those shadows are Sarkas. They're...
Marching. The war eternal continues, no matter if it is on the battlefield outside or in here. No matter if they are dead or alive. Countless Sarkas shadows appear above the surface of the sea. Bendigos, Diablos, Nachters, Banshees, along with many ancient clans lost to time. They grasp clubs and spears, or crossbows and greatswords. Some even bear witchcraft cannons on their backs. The water is calm, but the many shadows form a torrent, surging forward. Charge, fight. Forever without rest. War. The Sarkas' war against everything, persisting through millennia, never ends. This is where the myriad souls of the Sarkas return.
I see cities devastated. I see Originium blanketing the land.
Rhodes Island is straight ahead. Hang on. Shining? What's wrong?
The door has been opened. The distance between life and death is closer than ever now. It is something that all Sarkas can hear.
We need to survive this round of impacts. The airship's been eaten up by Originium, which means the royal court casters are distracted. This is our one and only chance. There's too much damage to the vertebrae. Order? I can hear it. Did the Faramut speak to you again? What did it say? No, it's something else. I can hear all of history's wars happening at once.
Look, Rena, is it just me or did that big red thing above Londinium get even bigger? Not just bigger, the red's darkened now. It's like the entire sky is turning into Originium.
Storm's not calming down either. The size of Kings can't cover our range that wide. The Sarkas will destroy the entire city, and far, far more besides. Amiya, you must make it in time.
The myriad souls bar our way. Here in this place where everything is stilled by Originium, only they continue to fight.
Everyone hears the low roars resounding above the Golden Sea. The Sarkas' war will never stop. The Sarkas' anger will never end.
How interesting. Looks like a bunch of long-dead Sarkas heroes are still fighting their asses off. I guess this is what they meant by a living hell. But why are they blocking us off? Hey, that thing in front of us, the tree root, don't you guys think it looks like a tower?
You noticed it the moment you stepped atop the deck. It stands tall in the middle of your field of vision, uniting the golden sea with the quiet sky above, yet not fitting in with either. Is it really a tower? It is taller than anything you can imagine. Why is there a tower here, in the Originium Sea, where everything ends in stasis? The answer springs forth unbidden.
Baba,
The airship's goal was here all along.
she must be on top of the tower guiding the myriad souls. Indeed, she's waiting for us. That tower is our only beacon in this featureless ocean. All the answers we seek are where we started. We will climb Babel and face her. And then... Amiya. Yes? I'd say I'm pretty clear-headed right now. Making it all the way here, there's no way that I haven't figured out what I want to do. There's still lots of people on the outside fighting their asses off. If we weren't so quick on the draw, I think we'd be seeing a few more familiar faces here among the dead heroes. Hey, old hag, bring your little monster out to help us. It's gonna be pretty rough, the way we're headed.
I cannot do that. Monster is unable to appear here, and I do not wish to arouse any unnecessary attention.
Another one of those reasons that you don't want to talk about?
Dr. Jacob, I am severely limited by the environment here, but it should have no influence on you. I will need you to move the ship.
I've never really taken the helm before, and this is the deck, not the bridge.
You need not worry. The heading of this Rhodes Island does not depend on your skill at the helm, nor any machine or energy generator. We are within Originium. You will have noticed by now that you hold special significance to Originium. The reverse is very much the same. It is equally as irreplaceable to you.
I thought I wasn't supposed to know this. I thought you wouldn't tell me this.
My silence has many reasons. Frankly speaking, I still have reservations on whether or not I should be helping you retrieve this knowledge.
Because of the things I've done in the past. I understand now. You said that you hate me.
Hate, torment, anger. I cannot deny it. At the time, I did not only lose Theresa. I also lost someone that I once hoped I could trust.
Me. You felt disappointed.
I was very disappointed in myself. I was not completely aware of your changes, or rather, my preparations were insufficient to reverse the outcome. We were able to glimpse the first rays of light of our goal, but Theresa's sudden departure extinguished the flame. Once more, we were plunged into deepest night. If we do not make the right choices this time, the darkness will be eternal.
Maybe you shouldn't be trusting me again.
No, I should trust you. I did worry that if I allowed you to regain your memories regarding Originium, it might bring about unforeseeable changes. But over and over, you showed proof to me, to Amiya, to everyone, that my worries were unfounded. The only thing I can say for certain is that we walk the same path. From Chernobog to Londinium, your experiences and your emotions have shaped who you are today. And now, you protected us, saved us from being devoured by the Originium and turned into complex flows of information. You made Rhodes Island appear, and have afforded us the opportunity to continue on in this stillness. Dr. Jacob, show us the way out, and find the right path for yourself. The direction that our future takes, where Rhodes Island heads next, it is all up to you now.
Alright. Rhodes Island, advance! You feel the movement of the ship beneath your feet. Passing through the Originium Sea, passing through the army of the myriad souls. The tower gets ever closer. Why is the sea so choppy all of a sudden?
The myriad souls are affecting our surrounding environment. The assimilated universe is no longer stable.
It's hard to move any further. The sea sarkas are blocking our way.
The myriad souls are angered. They're all looking this way.
Sure, let them gawk. They can watch me step on their heads. Gonna run right over them. A great wave resembling a palm swats at the tiny Rhodes Island. W grins and laughs. She takes a running leap into the wave.
W
disappears into the maelstrom in an instant. But in the next, her laughter rings from within the golden mist. I knew it! The thing isn't part of the Originium Sea. I can blow it open. I never thought I would get to open up bubble. The sounds of destruction ring out, from quiet cracking to roaring collapse. The great pillar in the sky should not have been damaged by such tiny bombs, but some of its roots peel back, hanging down towards the minuscule people aboard the ship, providing a route from the deck to the base of the tower.
Let's go, quickly.
You climb the fallen structures with all haste. To your surprise, the white material feels soft and pliant, almost like some sort of cloth.
Amiya! Up here! I've got you!
Amiya touches the roots lightly. In an instant, countless hands stretch toward her, from the sea, from atop the tower, from the void.
Close your eyes, Amiya. Close your eyes. The king spurs them, the king drives them, the king enslaves them. The king rules us, the king leads us, the king inspires us. You have arrived. You are among us. The myriad souls.
The Originium Sea is close to boiling. The myriad souls thirst for the King of Sarkas. The myriad souls wish to force the King of Sarkas to stay. Go on ahead, Amiya. Go and see Her Highness. Obtain the answers you seek and overcome them.
Logos?
I also miss Her Highness, but we have long since bid farewell to her. When Babel still yet roamed the earth, the first circle of our fellows vowed to dedicate our lives in service of our ideals. Her Highness and I were no exception. As for the voices of the myriad souls, I will respond. I have been waiting for this moment, ever since I sang my first elegy. The will of the myriad souls is a frothing sea, billowing furiously. Their hands clench swords, their hands leash pharamoots, their hands command 1,000 armies. Their heads bear identical crowns. They are the lords of the Sarkas. They are the eternal existence of the Sarkas. There are no roads that we have not walked, no hardships we have not shouldered. You have not the strength to match us. You have not the fearlessness to match us. They examine, they interrogate. Countless fleeting emotions condense into a raging swell, enough to wash away any will of any individual. But through 100 crashing, surging waves, then 1,000, then 1,000,000, the one before them stands firm. The young Sarkas lifts his bone pen, pointing it towards all the nameless kings of Sarkas. He needs no words. His curses are his answer.
各省で再度アンチオリジニウムデバイスの運転状況を確認しろ。
誰を餌にするか決まった。絶望の匂いにカムフラージュできない。
魂の中は彼岸への私。
私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。
任務外圧を
戦場に出たくなれば死ぬ覚悟を決めろ。
苦しみを忘れたことはありません。影すら捉えさせない。誰かに気づく。私を舐めるなよ。
私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。
苦しみを忘れたことはありません。
私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。了解。私の武器は誰にでも扱えるわけではない。
革命に輝く星、地の黎明。
貴様の生死は私が決める。
あなたは私がお守りします。心配しないで。
毎回カウントするなんて誰が言ったのかしら。
あなたは私がお守りします。
頬をなでる命運の帳。
心配しないで。心配しないで。
余人がその目を曇らせる。
ついてないわね。今日の貧乏くじはあんたよ。
貴
様の生死は私が決める。心配しないで。
私を倒す毛上がりのいいところね。
どけ。怪我はさせません。苦しみ忘れたことはありません。戦場に出たく死ぬ覚悟を決めろ。私の剣が関所。
頬を撫でる次、命運の帳よ。
こんなの悲しいです。
Ever since King Elish died, I continued to see him many more times. His emotions and experiences remain within civilized Eterna, but there were marked differences between them and my memories of him. My impression of him was of a man who always was sitting at the center of the chamber of the royal court, his head hung low, never speaking a word while other members bickered amongst one another. Dukarel and Nezalim believed him too weak, telling him plain to his face that once more the Black Crown has erred in its choice of successor. He never responded. He merely continued to stare out the window, his gaze enraptured by the thick smoke billowing out of the furnaces outside. Only after his death did I know that Elish was a remarkable caster and artisan, once dedicating his time to researching arts that would improve the living conditions of the people, planning out all the possible ways that Kazdel could step into the Crystal Age. He traveled for many years. Once returned, he persuaded the revenants to prepare to raise an immense furnace in the heart of the city, larger than any other. But once the crown fell upon his head, the newly coronated king of Sarkas slowly slipped into silence. The sudden burden of all too many emotions and memories is a pain beyond measure. Many chosen by the crown did not have the time to leave behind their names, so swift was their death from madness. But Elish did not fall into insanity. He bore it all. It was thanks to his lucidity that he fell further and further into despair. The Black Crown had revealed a truth to him, and to me in turn. All that we can envision, the entire future of the Sarkas, is most likely to be yet another loop in the cycle that is the tortured history of our race. All that we built will end in ruin. War will tear apart his Kazdal. War will kill him. War will kill me.
He can't keep going much longer. Come on, take down the bastard and the witchcraft altar will be useless. A crossbow bolt lodges itself into the Sarkas' chest. He takes no heed of it, continuing his advance. Beep beep, beep beep. He lowers his head, seeing that the bolt fletchings protruding from his chest have begun to shine. The cluster bomb within the Sarkas' flesh explodes. A multitude of concentrated explosions faster than even powerful witchcraft can heal. Did it work? He really is dead! Damn, we blew him sky high! All that's left are just bits of bone! This idea is amazing! We don't need to fear these monsters anymore! Wait! The Sarkas' remains begin to glow. The soldiers instinctively begin to retreat, but it is too late. A spurt of flame and Originium dust enveloped this corner of the battlefield. My patriarch, your body, it will not hinder me in battle. The Victorians, they are fierce. They have adapted quickly. They are on the cusp of finding means to counter our ways. Our losses grow by the minute. Our warriors will not surrender. Our defensive line still stands strong. Indeed, my liege. It is enough. I believe in Theresa. This has not changed. Not even now.
I have talked to Theresa about Gul'dul, the city maker, many times. The children of soil and stone had long since scattered across the land. I was in no way able to replicate his deeds, what with his unique talent for commanding gargoyles that he used to quickly lay down city walls of stone. However, I was able to learn much from his decisiveness and leadership. A clothes maker, a city maker. I jokingly told Theresa that perhaps Gul'dul and I were more alike than I thought. His face turned rather serious all of a sudden, telling me that he would not allow me to share the same fate as that king, betrayed by those he called his closest companions. I was never able to share all of Gul'dul's thoughts and feelings with Theresa's. Gul'dul's final emotions had embedded themselves deeply into my mind. The last thing he laid eyes on was not the Diablo who betrayed him, but the city that he and his countless fellows had brought together. We knew that Gul'dul would not be the last king of Sarkas slain by the ones they hold dearest, nor was his city the final Khasdal. As long as there are still those who yearn to return home, Khasdal will be reborn from the ashes.
Both PM TAA are currently clear. You can proceed down those routes. The Originium crystal cluster shouldn't reach them for the next 15 minutes. I-9's no good. Feist, the beacon just changed color. The Originium mountain next to it is a collapse risk. Closure. We've scouted ahead on I-903. We've got wounded. Looks like they're civilians. Yep, saw it already. I'm sending a buggy to you. Make sure to meet it and get what defense equipment and medicine you need out of it. It'll know where to go next. Oh, right, there's also 2 drones headed your way. When the fog rises, keep an eye on the signal light. Green means no problems ahead. The exemplars will provide support at I-901. I can't help but ask, Closure, but how many things are you controlling at once? I'm still doing alright. I've got 7, 8... a dozen of things in total, looks like it. And I've got my eyes watching a few others besides. The situation is a lot more complex than most other Rhodes Island catastrophe support missions. Fang. Don't worry, I'll be careful. Closure. You should also... Comms interference? Looks like drones 176 and 78 have lost signal.
On to supplies. There's meds and eats. Nothing that can be used as a weapon.
You can have the food and medicine, though don't take more than you need.
You really gonna try and make demands when you ain't got a weapon? Wait, vampire?
Yep. Don't worry, I'm not with the royal court, and I don't know how to use arts to rip all your blood out of your body with a snap of my finger.
If you really are with those bastards, I'll stick my sword through your neck right here, right now.
You're not here on a mission, are you? Manfred wouldn't have sent a team who didn't recognize our logo. I know that saying this to you isn't going to change a thing, but this position's about to blow real soon.
Do you mind not getting in the way of my work?
That crazy catastrophe is coming back around? Damn the royal court and whatever insane thing they pull out of their behinds. I ain't staying in this blasted place. Hey, this is 467. You guys read me? I said... The mercenaries who attacked the camp have been dealt with. Go, Closure. You should move to the next safe location.
Sure. My thanks, Master Assassin. Surrendering? If you are, then you can come along with us.
Not like I've got any other choice now. Since the war progressed, more mercenaries have been scattered all over the battlefield. They're likely to return to old habits without the military commission's commands keeping them in check. We will most likely be encountering many more attacks like this one.
Wasn't it the same deal back in the day?
It was. No matter if we must cross catastrophes or a horde of enemies, we will do our best to allow everyone who wishes to go home to go home. Has there been any news from the military commission? I heard they just killed a Victorian duke. It won't be long before they back their second and third. Have you had any good meds lately? I want to heal up this busted leg of mine. Even getting rid of just 1 or 2 rocks would be good enough to run a bit faster in battle.
You are heading to Londinium too?
Londinium? How am I supposed to make it there? Even if I wanted to go, the Regent's not going to want me. But this war, it's going to end up at Castle sooner or later, right? Those Victorians and Nathanians, they're not going to let us off easy, are they? You should probably start playing ahead too, little fella. Keep polishing that weapon of yours, and remember how to use it to kill.
The military commission. After so many years, is our city really about to... I finally caught up with you. Your fellow professional? I mean, being a messenger. So many years gone by in an instant. I've been away for too long from Casdal, not too familiar with it nowadays. I heard that I would be able to find who I seek at these coordinates. Would you mind telling me how to get to the former location of Babel? Our progress in Babel's work saw a heavy pushback at every turn, as expected. I was never worried about failure, but I didn't want to see those who harbored hope fall back into the cycle of despair. I dove deeper and deeper into Civilite Eterna. Calcit reminded me that this could put a strain on my body, but time was short and I had to make use of every resource that I could. In the end, I managed to find the Far Chaser, the very first king of Sarkas. I saw a faint vision of a war that engulfed the sky and the earth, a crowd of people being devoured by despair, and then, what was perhaps Originium? I could not say. It looked far different from the black crystals we are familiar with, glinting with the cleanest luster. Our king of Sarkas, defender of the first Casdal, offered his very blood and soul to it. Soon after, eternal night descended. All sound and light faded from us without a trace. The Far Chaser had renounced his name and left little emotion within Civilite Eterna. I believe he did so intentionally. He embraced the darkness on behalf of all Sarkas and buried himself within it. What I had stepped into was a cold and desolate tomb. I paced back and forth within, lost in thought amidst the silence. Up until the moment that I realized that the darkness was not as desolate as I had assumed. A tower. Only by building a tower tall enough could we reach the darkness above. Everything we built will collapse into ruin and be swallowed by the sands. This is true. But our will and our desires allow us to rise back up from the dust millions upon millions of times. We climb. We climb. We never stop ascending, crossing over the limits of our knowledge, until we transcend the darkness. So this is why there's a tower here. Well, somehow or other, looks like we managed to reach the top. How long did we spend climbing this thing? Feels like I've been climbing for ages. Indeed, but we might need to climb a little longer. Hey, Bunny, what are you blanking for? I was listening. To the dead guys with the limited vocabulary nagging away? Haven't you gotten tired of them by now?
Amiya knows whose voice she heard. The King of Sarkas is among the myriad souls. The myriad souls wishes the King of Sarkas will listen. Amiya cannot help but follow this voice in delving into the depths of civilized Eterna, fumbling about amidst countless fragments of space and time. A ring chafes against the palm of her hand. If only she could remove them, she would be privy to secrets ancient and new, and all the details of the past will flow into her brain.
Not now, Amiya. Dr. Kaltzit. You are being influenced by the myriad souls. In their impatience, they are willing you to accept their choice. I wish to understand her emotions. Then you must face her. We must all do so.
She's right, Amiya. We'll do it together.
I know. Other than the myriad souls outside, I can hear the voices of your hearts clearly. The doctors, Dr. Kaltzit's, W's. Those who dare use arts on me to peep at my thoughts tend not to last too long. But, since we made it this far, I bet we're pretty much thinking the same thing anyway.
Urgency, nervousness, and a brimming anticipation. All vivid emotions that contrast with the echoes in the deathly silence.
Let's go up together. We're very close now. Let me have a think on how we should tear down this transparent ceiling. Perhaps she has already told me how.
An eye within the darkness hangs above their heads. A rhombus. It appears to be the only light in the darkness, as if it is the one that devoured the brilliance of all other things. Amiya raises her head. Every king of Sarkas amongst the myriad souls raises their head. Amiya stretches her hand out towards the rhombus. Every king of Sarkas amongst the myriad souls stretches their hand out.
These were the only words left to me by the first king of Sarkas. The stone that enshrouds us like night is our suffering and our hope. We came here because of hope. At this moment, the Far Chaser, the City Maker, the wrathful Carulian Flame, all the kings of Sarkas are with me. Even Elish takes up his staff once more. They fight alongside me. For the sake of our shared duty, the duty of the kings. The future of the Sarkas will be revealed here.
Heaven and earth, up and down, light and dark, past and future. All of a sudden, they are reversed. At the top of the tower, that is also its base, at the end that is also its beginning. Amiya hears a sigh.
We have been waiting for you, King of Sarkas.
We're at the top. Time to meet a certain someone finally. It's been a while. Very quickly, however, before we head on into the final part for today, which is gonna be the full story around stage 21, we did have very interesting enemies here on stage 20 that I just want to go over very quickly, even though I'm not gonna read them right now because I've read all of these already. I do love that this was kind of like a boss rush of all things, from the Sarkas Centurion, from way back to good old Patriot, to even Ducarel, which, okay, I'm gonna say this, probably because obviously they don't have, you know, developed models for the old Kings of Sarkas. They were probably using these guys as a stand-in because Ducarel is not dead. This guy is not dead. A portion of him might be recorded in a Myriad Souls, but he is not dead. He is just, you know, chilling in another time and space, currently, somewhere on the edge of creation, yada yada. But he is not dead. The rest of them, yes. But yeah, these are all old explanations and everything. However, I'm gonna say one thing that I discovered here that I want to share with all of you guys, and it's kind of like a funny little thing. So, this is on adverse difficulty right now. What I have discovered is very interesting. So, after I watched the before cutscene, and obviously the battle stage opens, I didn't finish the stage then, as I usually don't. I go back and record the cutscene first, like do the proper voiceover and everything. So I was doing that, but at one point I had to return back to the main menu, to the home screen, and I came back in here, and it defaults you to standard difficulty, which is fine. However, I was curious because I clicked on this, noticed that it's blue, and figured, huh, standard difficulty. And I wanted to click on this and see what enemies updated. Because the funny thing is, on adverse difficulty, the only thing that updated was here in the bottom left. It wasn't the Chalice of Regret, it was the other thing, which is, what was it called again? Where are you? Yeah, the Chalice of Mortality. Pretty much the same thing, just elite version. But when you open a stage, what I discovered, when you open a stage on adverse, you quit out. If you go back to standard difficulty, even if you did not do the stage, and none of this rest populated, you will see this entire list. I went back to standard difficulty and I clicked on this, and I saw this entire list populated even though I didn't complete the stage. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but it should have not been populated, because the only way this gets populated is if you actually do the full encounter and you see, you know, you see every boss. So here is a tip for the future if you just want to see what's on the stage without finishing the stage fully. I guess it's just gonna update fully. I wish I would have remembered to test it on 21, but I can do that probably later if 23 is gonna be a battle one, but we'll see. Anywho, with that, let's go to 21. The Myriad Dreams. A clash of wills and ideals. It takes a king to confront another king. Let's it in.
We weren't imagining it.
Heaven and earth reversed in a blink of an eye. Strange, I don't seem to feel any discomfort. Do not be distracted by the changes in the rules of the assimilated universe. Mortals were never made to set foot in this place. There is no point in trying to judge the line between the real and unreal based on our conceptions. Look up at the sky.
The golden ocean that Rhodes Island sailed. It's hanging above our heads? Dr. Carl said, I see Rhodes Island. and the churning tides. The myriad souls call to me. They're trying to pour down and drown me. Logos is still fighting the myriad souls.
I don't care how above and below change. Tell me, where's Her Highness? Doesn't seem like she's here at all. Damn, this place makes me feel comfortable. That disturbing kind.
But the voice that called to me, that was Theresa's voice.
The myriad souls. She's here. We have already found her. Enough riddles, hag. Look with your own eyes. Other than those weird pillars, do you see any... She stops mid-sentence. Pillar, tower, myriad souls, Theresa. In that instant, she understands why her soul finds this place so comforting. The myriad souls have taken crimson roots here, extending to the furthest reaches of heaven. Those white pillars.
They're Theresa's will. She's trying to stabilize the tower. She's been watching us.
Time does not flow in the assimilated universe, but this miracle continues to grow. It's even trying to penetrate the sky that we're standing on. Maybe it already has. If she could break through the limits here, that means... Why are you looking at me like that? I had to make sure this thing we're standing on is solid enough, right? Don't want to get it pulled out from beneath my feet when we finally get to see Her Highness. But this sky is more than what it looks. My bombs didn't leave a mark. It's impossible to damage this place by any physical means. The limits of this place are set by rules beyond the comprehension of Terra and incredible amounts of information. It permits neither change nor challenge. Could have fooled me. You're hiding something. Hood was right. This tower has broken through whatever limits you're talking about. I know you have secrets that not even Hood and Bonnie know about. You've never been here, but you're strangely familiar with many things here. You hide it well on your face, but you can't fool me. W, don't... We can't afford to waste any more time. If Her Highness has fallen asleep while waiting for us, someone has to put new batteries in the alarm clock. She is not as reckless as she looks, that calls it. Give me a hand, Bunny. There's something I need to make sure. I was wondering, why would there be shadows in this hellhole when there's no sun and no moon? She throws her flashbang upwards. Rather than fall back to the ground, it keeps going up. The ball of light rises from the sky, flying towards the golden ocean, revealing a blurry shadow. Over there, Amiya! That shadow won't go away. He's here too. The Revenant? He might attack again. Careful, Amiya.
I don't sense any hostility. It's like...
He doesn't even notice us. Wanna do it, Bunny? I've got a score to settle with him. He must know something about this godforsaken place.
Wait, W! This is strange. He's not like the other myriad souls we've seen, lingering here rather than leaving.
If he's here, does it mean he's dead too?
No, he's fine. In fact, he's never been better. He's fully at peace. I can feel it. A peace filled with sorrow.
What did Her Highness do to him?
Theresa saved him, retaining the last bit of consciousness that the Revenant had left. Not only that, she has brought clarity to his chaotic mind.
She cured his madness? She can do that now.
I don't know what Theresa's state is right now.
Can you communicate with the Revenant, Amiya? He may hold the key to the truth.
I can try.
A dark wave ripples from Amiya, touching the black shadow. The shadow meanders and answers the king's whisper.
You. So it is you who arrived here after all, in the end.
The indistinct shadow opens its mouth. His tone is surprisingly calm, with no hint of anger. An instant of clarity had arrived after millennia of torment, soothing his fury at long last. It is no coincidence that you are here, Revenant.
Theresa saved me, preserving the fragment of soul that should have disappeared. I merely followed her here to this place, to witness the turning point of Sarka's destiny.
Where did you say Theresa, Her Highness, is?
She has departed to retrieve the seed from the very beginning.
The seed? Amnanam? Isn't Amnanam already under Sarka's control? What else is Theresa trying to do?
Originium created everything in this land. It has been utilized in many ways, but no one has truly mastered it. Except Her Highness. She said she would steal the fire from the source of all suffering. Our curse will become the weapon that reshapes our lives. An immaculate garden for the Sarkas.
Controlling Originium at the origin. After all we've been through, I think you know what this means, Doctor. Theresa is fighting for authority over Originium itself. The vision of Theresa and Theresa's goes beyond the limits of all knowledge on Terra. I can't let Originium become a weapon of mass destruction. There are no more questions. Kal'tsit gazes at you silently. You have been through too much together.
So you can talk normally after all, not just all that crap about suffering.
I was human once. I had raged against many things in my long existence. The invasion of the Ancients, the betrayal of the Sancta, the fall of Kazdel, and my rejection by the myriad souls. Until I came here and learned the true nature of the myriad souls. All I feel now is sorrow.
And you've stopped making sense again.
Did you not see the myriad souls on the Golden Ocean? All Sarkas struggle against the injustice of fate their entire lives. There is no release, even in death. The myriad souls are only broken fragments of information that linger in this space, imprisoned in another manner, by another will. But Her Highness said she would purge purgatory and bring salvation to all Sarkas.
You seem to be able to communicate with this old guy Kal'tsit. Why don't you translate what he's saying?
Is Theresa already able to modify the information within Originium?
This was her promise. Theresa keeps her promises. Ah, finally. Theresa.
What did you say? Where is she?
Amiya? The shadow under your feet.
Shadow? How could I cast a shadow when there is no light? No, this is not my shadow.
Amiya looks down and sees the striding white silhouette through the sky that she is standing on. Sky, and beyond sky. Theresa and Amiya, reflections of each other.
Amiya.
Amiya hears a whisper. She looks up, and Theresa is standing by her side. She takes Amiya's hand.
Damn, the battlefield. It's changing again.
Vina, the ground, it's rumbling!
Stay on your post, Hannah. Don't get distracted. That thing above the shard just released some strange form of energy. If the size of Kings fails... Remain alert. Allied Command is reporting at least 7 coordinates where sudden changes in terrain have occurred. 3 assault ships belonging to the Duke of Abercorn reported destroyed. Communications were lost with 2 force recon units under the Duke of Ashworth. Order all units to stop attacking Hill C9. Scatter to the sides, or will be swallowed by the waves of Originium.
Got it! Everyone's moving! And we've got another really bad news. Looks like someone's sitting on that empty throne in the Nocterra camp.
The Nocterra King is back. The fog, it's getting thicker. The Sarkas are striking back. Horn, you and Bagpipe coordinate operations with Allied Command. You're more familiar with the Army's commands. The other units will support us. Lose this pass, and we'll lose all the ground that we took. Roger. I'll help. I'm getting used to dealing with this stuff.
Captain, look! The Glorious! It's crystallizing quickly! The Sarkas are besieging it!
The Duke of Castor is still on the ship. Victoria can't afford to lose another Duke in battle.
The sound of electric static, then the same voice is heard over all communication channels on the Victorian side.
Attention all soldiers of the Alliance, this is the Duke of Castor, in command of the Glorious. You see, as I do, how the Sarkas tyrant has torn our motherland apart. The malice and barbarism of our foe merely serve to strengthen our resolve to defend our country. As long as our ships and soldiers... As long as we do our duty, this is the resolve of Parliament, and every citizen, duke or commoner, general or soldier. Our foe climbs the broken bow of the Glorious once more. Originium threatens to devour our fortress. But you have not yielded, brave soldiers. Neither will Castor. I shall step up to the front line and stand with you. We stand upon Mother Victoria. The Duke of Castor.
Is he mad?
The Steam Knight went mad a long time ago, Hannah.
Did I see that right? Did the Steam Knight just smash into the Glorious?
No, he smashed into the almost crystallized stone of the sword and size of Kings.
What is he trying to do?
He wants to save his Victoria.
Even the frightened soldiers in the rear heard the unusual sound from the Glorious. The armor patrols the stone of the sword, trampling every Sarkas who attempts to approach it. But he could not contain the spread of Originium. He roars, he smashes the ground, but there is nothing he could do to stop the Originium from swallowing the Realm Blade. And so he charges at its foe, towards the Glorious devoured by Originium. Originium crystals shatter. The shock sends the Sigh of Kings flying, landing at Vina's feet before countless eyes vied with astonishment. Vina pulls out the sword that had been with her for so long. She points it at the charging foe and spreading fog. Not one step back. She's answered by the call to charge and the sound of blasting steam.
You've grown.
Her tone is as gentle and mild as Amiya remembers. But Amiya knows that it is not the same Theresa as the one who had once held her in her arms and told her stories all night. Amiya had so many questions that she had hoped to find the answers for when they met. But she could not say anything, ask anything. Theresa would not permit it.
Shh. I can hear the questions within you, Amiya. But I can't answer them. All answers, all explanations are pale and powerless. Our reunion was the product of an accident. Perhaps I was looking forward to this moment too. You, Calcit, W, and Doctor, you stand before me. I'm sincerely joyful for this reunion. You feel it, don't you?
Why? She should have been sure. She should not hesitate. The one before her could not possibly be Theresa. Why then does she look exactly the same as Theresa, not just in her appearance, but also in her expression, her eyes, and the emotions?
You're not Theresa.
Do you truly think that, Amiya?
The Theresa I know would never do something like this. Enough, Your Highness. Damn. I came here thinking I had it thought through, but I couldn't find any words other than Your Highness before that face. I remember you. W. Huh. You remember me. That is a greater honor I've won in my entire career as a merc. I would have run up to hug you if circumstances were any different. But you don't know, and you don't need to know, how many times I've said goodbye to you already. This might sound sentimental, but you were special to me like no one ever was. You showed a wandering mercenary sights that she never thought she would see. So, the only way I can repay you is by putting you to rest. Is that so? You still call me Your Highness. You still remember that I'm the King of Sarkas. Then the only thing for me to do is to protect the Sarkas.
What did Theresa just do? Amiya turns around to see that everything has changed. The white pillar has grown at a breathtaking rate. The immeasurable tower of infinity now falls at breakneck pace. Only the place that she stands upon. Only around Theresa is there eternal peace and silence.
This tower is beautiful, Amiya. It will continue to grow forever, breaking through all limits and hold up the heavens for the garden that will rewrite Sarka's destiny. How I wanted you to see it. But you are not permitted here. Accidents must be eliminated. When you stand before me, you're the enemy of the Sarkas. No.
A black crown appears above Amiya's head.
I won't allow that, Theresa.
剣術苦しみも忘れたことはありません。さあ、私を超えてみなさい。心配しないで。私をなめるなよ。こんなの
境を立てる印。
反撃の準備。一気に型をつける。私の武器は誰にも扱えるわけではない。
余人にその目を曇らせる。
私の領域を犯した。Mission accomplished.
The roaring golden ocean smashes against Rhodes Island. The Sovereign's will sinks into the sea of infinity, then rises up again at the only ship upon the waves. Will the echoes of the kings never cease while the voices of the myriad remains? No, it is not just the roar of the myriad souls that is causing this. That tower, it's trembling. The tremors at the root have stirred the tides. You have encountered them. I could not see the end of this tower that stretches beyond the heavens, even if I etched incantations into my eyes. Originium has obstructed my sight. Is this your way of telling me that it is not my battlefield to intervene? The waves answer the Banshee's call, the Sovereigns beckon. I will not yield. I have promised with my song to they who have gone beyond the other side of the tower. Ever shall Rhodes Island be our terra firma, never will it sink beneath the waves. The young Sarkas raises his bone pen and steps towards the void, writing incantations upon the waves. The waves attempt to break free of their shackles, but the Banshee is silent. He peers up at the sky, listening to the sound of the tower trembling. He knows that king and king are clashing against one another beyond where his eyes could see. This is your war, Amiya. It's not my place to intervene. I can only pray for your safe return. I can calm the angry roar of the myriad souls, but the only true answer lies in cutting off the source of all our suffering.
What is suffering to us Sarkas? Is it a brief respite by the only candle in the dark mines after a long day of working in ice and snow? Is it the murder of the children of a Sarkas and a Liberi who truly love each other, committed by the fanatics of the frontiers solely out of fear of their appearances? Or polishing our horns day after day, spending our entire life living in fear, wearing a caprine disguise? Asarkas may encounter countless forms of injustice and suffering in their lifetime. Injustice has become the norm, the entirety of their lives. Such that when they are asked what suffering is, they could not answer.
Atop the tower, the pure white figure gazes down at you. The King of Sarkas. You have spent so much time with that Cotus girl that you have forgotten the implications of this title until now. Theresa was not the king of Sarka simply because of the crown. What kind of strength, wisdom and cunning does it take to convince all Sarkas to willingly, gladly, call her their king? Massive energies rush out from the tower, forming white threads and silk that stretch on and on without end, permitting no resistance. I have never seen arts of this kind. None of the stories about Theresa ever told of anything like this. Before she was the king, Theresa was a caster the likes of which is only seen once in 1,000 years. We're on her home ground. This is not witchcraft, nor any power of the king of Sarkas that I know of. She's reconstructing and utilizing the information inherent within Originium. Observe and understand what she's doing, Doctor. Help Amiya and W resist her attacks. I'll try.
The suffocating presence. The feeling of impending death. She truly wants to... No, there's no way. The real Theresa would never...
The real Theresa? She cannot help but mock the ridiculous notion. She casts her eyes at the familiar yet impassive Theresa.
Fuck! Only one thing to do! Damn it! These strange limits, she said, have made my bombs useless. We've all done for if this thing keeps falling. Do something, hag!
Ordinary measures are of no use here, not even Originium arts. That doesn't mean she can't be defeated, at least.
You mean the bunny?
She looks towards Amiya, still resisting the overwhelming arts, a black crown floating above her head. The power of the king can break through the limits of Originium.
I don't have a clue what you're talking about, but... right now I guess I've got to trust you and the bunny.
W realizes that she started believing in Amiya a long time ago. As she did on the burning command tower in Chernobog, when the bunny delivered a box with the key in it into her hands. She believed that the city would stop. W looks at the girl. She almost sees Theresa. Theresa chose Amiya. The one Theresa chose would not disappoint Theresa or W.
If you're all bound up in the myriad souls... I'll blow the myriad souls to pieces!
She begins to move. She never hesitates or doubts herself. The only thing she feels is excitement, the moment she came up with the brilliant idea of blowing those blasted myriad souls to pieces, as she does whenever she goes into battle.
Bunny! I know you can hear me! W, Don't turn around! Focus! Use your magic rings to link me directly to the fucking myriad souls! What? You can do that, right? I know the Confessari did something to bind the myriad souls to Her Highness. Let me hear what the old garbage told her. Then I'll blow them to pieces. Then I'll find a chance to talk to Her Highness. I'll try. Just be careful. Enough talking. I'm ready.
W hears voices innumerable, but it is not as she had imagined. She thought she would hear angry roars like the Revenants, but the voices are far calmer than she expected. They quietly tell of countless lives and deaths as Sarkas. The sigh of relief when drifting farmers finally find a land to settle on, the last pleas of infected thrown alive to the furnaces. The futile howl of dying soldiers forced to watch their city conquered, the helpless cries of hungry children lying weakly on their beds. So many different upbringings and circumstances, all bestowed a tragic fate, just because they were Sarkas. Their joy, their anger, the emotions amplified by the span of 9,000 years. If this was what Theresa was always listening to, Why? Was it the myriad souls' will that the twin kings came to be again? Was it their will that sent the Sarkas into this war? The Sarkas engraved their sorrows into the myriad souls, and the will of the myriad souls leads those who come after on a similar path. This is a tragic cycle. Hate ignites hate. Sorrow reflects sorrow. Is that all? W feels like she's being swept along by a rapid current. Her life is also amongst the voices of the myriad souls.
I will detonate things and defend things. I will destroy things and direct things. They're living, breathing people, W. I don't need you to tell me, Ines. Hodor taught me the difference between people and things.
Yes, W has seen all that the myriad souls speak of. No one knows the life of the Sarkas better than she does. She has seen plenty, from the Scar Market of Kazdel to the ships of Babel, from the ruins of Chernobog to the battlefields of Londinium. She has never contemplated the meaning within, for what she must do is far from complicated. Need shelter against wind and rain? Light a fire, build a tent. Enemies in the way? Shell them, bomb them, whatever it takes. It was never the murmur of the myriad souls that kept her going, but the tiny speck of light ahead. W keeps searching, searching, and finally finds the voice that she wanted the most.
All of you deserve to live. Yes, you too. I remember you, mercenary. They gave you the code name W, didn't they? Your Highness, we meet again. Whatever you're the real one or not, I don't exactly have a choice, do I? Now I remember why you captivated me. The King of Sarkas, yet so unlike the Sarkas. You showed me that the Sarkas need not be miserable. So let's forget the myriad souls for a while. W! W! No need to shout, Bunny. I know you're there. You were peeking into my memory, weren't you? If Ines was still around, she would have... no time to think about that. Maybe I can barge into a fight between kings of Sarkas, but I can break Her Highness free from the interference of the myriad souls.
W can feel her connection with the myriad souls with the help of Amiya's arts. Emotions converge before her, emotions that belong to her. Joy. Regret. Anger. Relief. The black crown magnifies her emotions. She recalls her past, savoring her experiences.
Coming face to face with my entire life. Interesting. Is extracting myself from the myriad souls the only way to get it to quiet down?
The emotions take shape, and she grabs the colorful object in her hand. It is her emotions, the experiences of her entire life. Intangible threads stretch from the self to the chaos in the distance, the myriad souls.
Is this what you deal with all the time, little bunny? What you see is probably much better than this. Her Highness, she looked at me like this once, didn't she? Thanks, Amiya.
W points her gun at the myriad souls.
Watch, Bunny. Watch how my presence gonna surprise Her Highness.
The tower has stopped trembling.
You attacked the myriad souls directly. No one has ever managed to interrupt their voices. I'm surprised at what you have achieved, Amiya, W. But why Why does Theresa look completely unaffected? Your Highness. W, come back! What are you trying to do? There's something I have to know. Maybe Her Highness will listen to us.
She stops. Theresa sees her, and she sees Theresa's expression. Maybe.
I see what you're thinking, W. You believe that the will of the myriad souls has warped my judgment. Pretty much. Not that I sympathize with the Victorians, I just don't think your original goal was to help Theresa's make this Originium that turns all of Terra on its head. Maybe you can just pause this thing for a moment? Let us get out of whatever this place is, and then we could talk about how... The W I remember wasn't one to offer truce like this. You're afraid. Shouldn't I be? I pick my fights too, you know. No, you're afraid that the beacon you have followed for so long is nothing more than an illusion. You're afraid you might be the one to break the facade. But you must face it. What?
There is no wind in this place, but the static air begins to flow. Clouds gather and disperse by the tower, soft and light, like white flowers brought to bloom by the wind. Theresa stands in the middle of the sea of flowers, and a symbol begins to appear at her feet. A rhombus. The symbol has appeared again.
You recognize this, Dr. Jacob?
Her voice is confident. It is as though here and now, or perhaps in a distant past, your emotions and memories had been tightly linked. You are familiar with the symbol. Why a rhombus, though? It exists everywhere in this universe, within Originium. Most of the time it hangs in the heavens, seemingly a harmless source of light. W and the others would not think much of an unusual star in the sky. But you know that this is not right. If heaven and earth could be reversed, how could this star be a planar figure?
I share with you now the universe in my eyes, Dr. Jacob. If destruction is the boundary that no life may cross, and all exploration and evolution must eventually reach an end, then this is our only future.
The rhombus, the symbol of Originium.
Whatever you just recalled, Dr. Jacob, don't go any further. This is dangerous, very dangerous. Don't look at the rhombuses. Don't let them notice you. Don't worry, Kaltzit. This tower is safe for now. Theresa, you took the most dangerous step after all. I still remember the knowledge you and Dr. Jacob shared with me. Kaltzit, has the garden near Casdale turned back into wasteland? I went back to check on it once. Many storms had passed through. Active Originium had reshaped the landscape. All the entrances were covered in Originium clusters. It was impossible to tell if our experiment site had been destroyed or not. It's fine. Just some beautiful but impossible dreams. Let them fade away in storm. Our goal can only be achieved here. The inside of Originium. You described to me how to reverse the assimilated universe, to utilize, even alter the information inherent in Originium. Through the shard and the cradle that hangs high in the heavens, I finally set foot in the land where truth lies. The golden ocean sits tranquil above our heads. All information is with us, free from the restrictions of space and time. I did it. Finally. The Sarkas retrieved the first Originium from deep within the land 10,000 years ago. It has returned to the Sarkas at long last. In time, Casdale will truly become a garden free from the torment of catastrophe and neuropathy. Will you still oppose me, despite all that? I remember the dream that Theresa described to me. A safe and equal home where Originium is fully under control, and there is no neuropathy or catastrophe, no schism between the infected and uninfected. But soldiers are still dying on the battlefield. Innocent people are still being driven from their homes by war. Does this home still have room for people other than Sarkas in this plan of yours? I'm sorry. Then Originium will not be the hope for the eternal existence that you once dreamt of. It will only become a weapon for the Sarkas to bring even more destruction. This was not Theresa's dream. You're right, Amiya. Then we must become enemies. That's why you must keep going. Theresa? The erstwhile king of Sarkas, builder of Kazdel and supreme leader of Babel, stands before you. Overcome me. Vanquish me. I shall fulfill the king of Sarkas' duties to the bitter end. I shall fight for the sake of the Sarkas, as I have for centuries. All who stand before me, all who try to stop me, are the enemy of the Sarkas. All those dreams and promises that I could not fulfill, you can. No, this is not your will. I heard it. Look out!
Black tide clashes with black tide. King clashes with king. Amiya's black arts are reduced to nothing the moment they touch Theresa. Black threads are pulled away from around Amiya, reconverging in Theresa's palm. Countless white threads rush out from Theresa's hand. They tightly surround Amiya, like a soft dress or a blossom whose blooming process had been reversed.
Bunny!
Theresa's silhouette fades in the smoke of the explosion. Where she had stood, the outline of a thorn-shaped crown becomes increasingly distinct.
Didn't work? Is that the power of the King of Sarkas too?
This is the power of Originium.
She did it. Theresa is emulating the black crown with Originium. This is far beyond the power of the King of Sarkas that I'm able to wield. Dr. Kaltzit, behind me! I'll protect you! Theresa! 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 She promised to take me outside to pick flowers today. Where is she? In a meeting with the doctor? Or visiting the wards with Dr. Kaltzit? Theresa is busy. I shouldn't disturb her. I'll go to the cafeteria and get lunch for her.
The sun shines brightly on the spotless deck. The wind is warm, mixed with the smell of wilderness and flowers.
Amiya. This is...
The Countess girl turns around and sees her one-time self running happily on the deck.
This is... the Civilite Eterna system. This is your memory. I can see it. You hear the whispers of my heart, know everything I'm thinking about. And vice versa. You remember it all. You were always the same Theresa, all along. It's been a while, Amiya. I'm very happy to see you all grown up. I'm really happy to see you again. Give me a little bit of time. I want to take a good look at you. I've always wanted to know how things have been for you all these years. I can see them. All the fighting and the loss that you've experienced throughout the journey. I see it all. All I want is a little more time. What is it that you're looking at?
She casts her gaze towards the distance, but there is nothing on the deck.
It was such a happy time. I thought you were an unfortunate child who needed to be cared for closely, but it was you who brought so much comfort to Rhode Island. It took me a long time to realize that meeting you was the luckiest thing in my life. But why me? Let's go out for a walk, shall we? Where are you going? This is my home, Casdell. I always wanted to take you here. You told me many stories of what happened there, but Babel never made it back to Casdell.
There was no need for questions. Amiya feels Theresa's every choice, every struggle.
I understand that war now. You had no choice. We have already made a choice when we say there is no choice. I had to choose the path that was better for Sarkas.
This race has been through too much hardship. Every step it takes is heavy and labored. If Sarkas needed someone to show them a new path, she would take up the banner first. If the price of Sarkas' unity was the death of their king, she would be the one to step up.
The protector is inevitably also the persecutor, Amiya. As we gain, so do we take away. The Theresa I knew always chose the path of peace. That's what Babel and Rhode Island are for, isn't it? Babel exists because all of you. The watchman who carries the burden of civilization, the sage who holds the key, the genius mercenary who gains free will, and the innocent child compassionate for all life. And Logos, Mantra, Scout, Ace, countless souls that shine so bright. You have overcome the barriers of race, upbringing, and disease. You share a sincere friendship and unwavering dream. Through the tribulations of war and the obstacle of reality, you continue to stand together and stand by me. That was how Babel was founded. It was never I who made you members of Babel. It was you who made a clothesmaker who picked up a crown, one of countless kings of Sarkas, Theresa of Babel. You can achieve what I could not. Thank you, Theresa. Will you hear me? Will you hear me tell one more story, Amiya? Not an epic of heroic warriors protecting their home, nor a legend of a king of Sarkas' reign. Just a story of an ordinary Sarkas girl who lived a little longer than the ordinary person. Born in Casdell, she saw the few families and friends she had suffer in constant cold and hunger, trembling in fear in the darkness every night, waiting for the sun to rise again. She wanted the people around her to live in happiness, to have a safe home. She would do anything for this. She remained ever true to this wish. Then why? Why must we fight you? Not every meeting has a beautiful ending, Amiya. I've left once. This time, we have the chance to say goodbye. You saw the myriad souls, Amiya. They struggle against fate all their lives. They don't want to be used and imprisoned even unto death. The same is true for me. You must defeat me, Amiya. Only then can you carry on my unfulfilled dream. Only then can you release me. Fate should not exist, Amiya. You have remained the good girl that I saw the first day we met, no matter how much you went through. Perhaps you would not have to bear so much pain if you weren't so brave, so gentle. Is this that day? You held me in your arms, told me stories until... Theresa, can you stop? I've stopped, Amiya. I'm not reading your memories. So, this is my own power. We are inside your memories. Yes, Amiya. I'm sorry, Theresa. I couldn't help myself. It's not you who should say sorry. Becoming the King of Sarkas means carrying the emotions of the many, but the emotions that belong to ourselves are there as well. I've lost much in my life, Amiya, but I don't have many regrets. The only regret I have is you. From past to present, I never wanted to leave you. I am happy about your growth, but I should have been there for you. I should have been there to teach you how to use the powers of the King of Sarkas. Now, though, is your chance to prove to me, the erstwhile King of Sarkas.
Heat saps at reason, flames scorching the soul. A sword forms within the flame, taking shape in Theresa's hand.
Wrath. That's my sword. You will hear the seething anger of that Sarka sovereign when you hold the sword in your hand. You have grabbed the sword from the wrath of the past, which once declared war upon injustice. The sword of the King of Sarkas shall ever point towards the enemy of Sarkas. The sword of the King of Sarkas shall ever slay the enemy of Sarkas. But we have come this far, and yet prejudice lives, and hostility threatens to smother us. The King of Sarkas of the past have failed. The Theresa of the past has failed.
Amiya sees it all. Theresa wandering in the darkness, seeking an answer. Theresa standing in the halls of the airship, gazing down at the battle below. Theresa waking up alone from death, no friend or comrade around her. Theresa pointing her sword at a child. Such sorrow. Amiya could barely move under the overwhelming sorrow.
Now you hold a sword as well.
Amiya feels a weight in her hand. The sword which had slain an evil god had returned to her hand. Formless flame warms her palm.
You... how?
Black tides ripple from Theresa, turning into threats that lead Amiya's hand. The sword points at Theresa.
This is my final gift to you, Amiya. Feel my power, my emotions, my will. Make them a part of you. They will be by your side, in my place.
The sword in Amiya's hand trembles, but not out of fear or excitement. She can feel Theresa's will fill it.
I've always remembered, Theresa. I remember every story you told me, the words you whispered into my ear. I never had the chance to tell you. I'm so glad that I met you. And...
The sword pierces Amiya's own chest. Amiya holds Theresa's hand tightly, pushing the sword further in. It is not that there is no pain. It is simply that all the pain has been warped in a layer of warmth. Tears begin to fall from Theresa's face, falling into Amiya's eyes. The black sword shatters. A warm and gentle power surrounds Amiya's fingertips. It is sorrow and the purest love.
I will I will inherit the legacy of civilized Eterna. I will become the king of Sarkas.
Oh my god, what a cutscene. Oh my god, what a set of scenes. Holy shit. That little moment of Amiya and Theresa having a little conversation after so long. Holy shit. That was so good. And then the swords. So yeah, this version of Theresa is super in tune with Originium to the point that she's able to wield it so well that she's able to create a sort of replica of the crown and its functions from Originium itself. And it's pretty much crown versus crown at this point. And yeah, we'll see. Well, the way we've ended this, I presume 22 is the conversion awakening for Amiya. And we'll see about that last time. She's already wearing the drip, and the way the stuff was described here at the end, that's definitely about to happen. Now I still wonder where actual, like, the playable comes from. I was starting to speculate. I'm probably not gonna include it in the clip section at the end. I was starting to speculate, is it actually gonna happen, the thing I was saying? This could still happen. Could still happen, I don't know. We'll see if my prediction for this Theresa happens. I had two of them. We'll see if I'm even remotely close to that. But that will be for next time. Before I leave you guys off to the clip section, we do have obviously one enemy here to add, which is, well, Theresa. A life long past, a sin long forgiven. That's the description. Also, I do love it. I do love this fight for one specific reason, because I was so clutch doing it. You've seen because I've included both this and the previous stages fights in this whole thing because of their uniqueness. But yeah, you've seen it in the clear that I included in here. I was clutching the first time around when clearing this thing, because I thought, you know, there's a high counter. I thought you literally had to beat all the units as usual, but no, you just have to push her twice, and that accelerates the stage apparently. Now, I don't know if there's another thing that happens if you just leave it until you beat all of the enemies before you engage with her, but you guys can tell me that in the comment section if someone knows if there's anything else that happens if you just leave her be. But yeah, anyway, that will be it for this time. So, as always, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please consider leaving a like, it will help me out a lot. If you're new, consider subscribing. And if you want to support me and my work more directly, there are memberships on the channel. And as always, no video will be behind a membership. It's purely there for support as always. Thank you to all the members that are there already. My brain is currently shutting itself off and I need to still edit this. It is Sunday evening, very late. So yeah, thank you very much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the clips, or rather the extra scene, pure reaction to 1419 after, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye bye. However, Originium is able to incorporate it in itself, all in finest detail, forming an assimilated universe within. Okay, stop. In short, we got two things. One, for some unknown reason, we were dragged into the Originium along with the airship. Not that anybody knows how tiny little rocks can have this huge space inside of them. Two, we're not dead, and we don't know how we're still alive inside this universe in the Originium, right? Her freaking annoyed face after this is amazing. A reasonably accurate summation of the matter. Huh? No reaction, not even a raised eyebrow? Oh, that was... Wait. What? Wait, was the sound effect her like turning away from cuts and then flipping back because the eye movement was there? That's amazing. Holy mother. Why does this guy is just getting so many badass moments? Oh shit, it's this is the fiery imagery from the menu, from the special menu. Well, yeah, actually, yeah, it is. It is completely. Jesus Christ, that looks nuts. Holy hell. That looks super haunting. What the shit? Right. Okay. Doctor speaking, I presume. I have returned. It feels like it has been a very long time since I left, and I have not come back to the ship for a good night's rest in quite a while either. Oh, never mind. Whose perspective is this? Amiya? Actually, yeah, this could be Amiya's perspective then. Okay, I'm just gonna do a plain reading, because I'm gonna have to practice this anyway. Dr. Katsit, Siege. Has the war outside ended? Finally, I can have a rest. I'd like nothing more than a bowl of hot vegetable soup at the cafeteria, then plop myself down in my bed in the dorms. Okay, yeah, I think this is Amiya. What about Theresa? At this hour, she should be... At this hour, she should be? Excuse me? Is she having a bit of a fever dream inside of the Originium? No, that's not right. Theresa is gone. Yeah. Dreaming about an ideal world, maybe? Something like that? The room is empty. Nobody is waiting for my return. I clearly remember that on many nights in the past, there would be someone who would tell me a whole library's worth of stories to put me to sleep. But now they are no longer here. Wait, why is there a piece of clothing on the bed? A white dress, with a neat corsage sewn to the collar. The needlework is deft, clearly done by a very experienced hand. White suits you, Amiya. Theresa? Oh god. Distant voice. Doctor. Approaching voice? Can you hear my voice? Okay, calls it. Doctor. Doctor. You are here as surmised. Okay. Okay, let's see what this is. I feel rather unwell. What happened just now? Where am I? What happened just now? Based on how you look, you seem in poor health. I'm afraid that there is no way for me to do a physical examination here, Doctor. Please keep your head clear and look at me. Did you manage to remember something? You hear the woman's stern but caring words, and you make an effort to open your eyes wide. Your vision gradually clears as the various parts of your body regain their functionality. You slowly open your mouth. Oh, both in an unknown language. Calcit. Where am I? I'm gonna guess both are gonna lead to the same response, so let's just go with Calcit. Oh, she's on alarm because the dog be talking in the old language. Your shattered consciousness reassembles. Your fragmented thoughts realign with one another. You are now able to determine that you are standing on solid ground. You look around, certain of the familiarity of your surroundings. You have spent quite a long time here before. The expression on the woman before you turns rather strange, even hostile. I mean, oh, clever. Clever. They give you two responses essentially, and they're both in different languages. Clever. Okay, I'm gonna go with the bottom one. Who am I? Alright. Yep, that just happened. I'm Dr. Jacob of Rhode Island. Also, just a note, if my voice sounds absolutely shattered right now or weird. I literally woke up 2 hours ago, plus I was outside and it's cold. And repercussions of that. Anyway. Okay, Amiya. Calcit, why are we on Rhode Island? Amiya.
It seems you still remember who you are. Amiya is not here with us. But I can say for certain that this is not the original Rhode Island.
We were separated from the others? Where are Logos and W? We were separated from the others?
You are the only one I have seen since I arrived here. Are you sure you don't know what is going on?
I am as confused as you are.
Do you not believe me? A certain degree of precaution is necessary in these circumstances. Be on guard, Doctor. You must leave here no matter what. We must leave here no matter what. This is not a place that we are familiar with. I do not know what unexpected complications we may encounter. Still, I will do everything I can to protect you. Don't stray too far from me.
Oh boy.
No more. I'm so tuckered out that I could sleep for an entire month.
Don't be like that, Cruz.
This is a live combat exercise. You need to treat the training room like the battlefield. You can be real fierce sometimes, Captain. Focus up. There's still lots of training drills arranged by the instructors to go. Why so serious? They're not even here. Oh, Doctor.
Good morning, Cruz. Let's go with that.
Cruz! Oh, don't worry. The doctor's definitely not going to tattle on us to the instructors. Let me just take a nap here before.
I thought I gave you combat training exercises, not combat sleeping ones.
We're doomed.
Oh, never mind. I thought it's Doberman. Oh, you. Yeah, this is inside the Originium. Or inside of Amnanam something. All laid together in one spot. This is a very elaborate illusion. Oh god. Attention, all members of A1 detachment.
Sir!
All of you, 100 laps around the training room. Then 50 sets of stamina training exercises. On the double!
Yes, sir!
Sorry you had to see that, Doctor. It's been too long since Rhode Island experienced battle. These young fighters of ours can be a little slack. So I guess it's up to me to tighten them up. The dog. No words, huh? Letting them grow up peacefully isn't so bad. Of course, but I still need to be prepared for any dangers we may come across. It'll be fine. No need to trouble yourself over their training. I'll handle it. You've been working real hard lately, Doctor. Go take a rest. Don't worry. We'll be keeping watch. Oof. I'm gonna interpret this whole thing as a thing of let me entice you to stay, kind of. Let me show you that everybody is safe in here and you can just have a blissful dream. And I just literally saw the word on screen. I was not paying attention to the screen. Am I dreaming? Did you see all that too, Katset?
I saw the same scene unfurl as you did. They truly do exist here. Dreams will not be so clear, and this is not a scene of your memory.
Yeah, it's a simulation of sorts, I would say. Either a simulation or they're just living their lives without understanding what is happening inside of Amnanam, inside of Originium. Like for them, it's just a normal life kind of thing.
It would be nice if everything here was real.
But no, it definitely isn't real.
Keep a clear head, Doctor. We must press onwards.
Oh, fuck me. Only that are in here, yep. I see where this is going. Oh, I see where this is going.
Rare to see you here, Doctor. Good time to sit down and have a drink. Everything's on my tab, for one night only.
It's lively here. Sure is a lot of people, isn't it? Hi, Touch. Well, you're not dead, at least.
Did you forget, Doctor? Today's Outcast's retirement party.
Hi, Sharp. You're still a venerate elder.
Oh, shut it, Sharp. I'm barely older than you are.
Thank you for all that you've done for Rhodes Island, Outcast. I wish you a happy retirement.
Here's to you, Outcast. We'll always remember your many deeds and exciting marksmanship.
Hey, Blaze. Right, it's all the elite members.
I can't believe that Outcast is leaving us. There's not gonna be anyone.
Oh, she's drunk. How quickly do you get drunk?
There's not gonna be anyone left to wish me on weekend nights.
Hey, it's just retiring. Not even a Latterman funeral would be this sentimental.
Plus, even if I drink so much tonight that I don't wake up tomorrow.
Ugh, that sentence.
I call my life a life well lived. My memories of working alongside you all are my greatest treasures, and I'll bring them to the grave with me along with my patron firearm.
Oh, you surely did. Oh, you surely did.
Just make sure that it's Rangers teaching the youngsters how to shoot.
You're drunk, Outcast. He uses a gun. Huh? Is she drunk? She's drunk. She's confusing the two shits.
You're drunk, Outcast. He uses a gun. How's he supposed to teach the kids? About shooting a Santa crossbow.
God, I'm not gonna burp into the mic forcefully.
You need to cut back, Blaze. You're talking nonsense again.
Yep.
Both need you to keep.
Both need you to keep. Both of you need to keep.
Both of you need to keep one eye open and one eye shut. Not a big a difference.
Oh, looks like we're not the only ones at the bar tonight. Oh god. Who else is here? Hey! Glasgow gang. I'm serious, Dagda. Show me how powerful the fist of the Knight of the Tower can be.
Just remember, you asked for this.
Did you just crack her knuck? Oh god. This really is evil.
Hey, this isn't a boxing gym. We're guests here on Rhode Island, so don't go about making trouble.
Well, you're not dead. But nice to see you here. Yeah, this is like the perfect dream. This is like the perfect blissful dream. Everybody's on Rhode Island and everybody's just having a good old time. Pretty much trying literally to lull everybody who just got entrapped inside to stay. Which means there is an exit plan.
I've had my fair share of times like this before.
Hey, she's in her... No, this is the skin, right? Jesus, I haven't used her... Yeah, this is the skin. Never mind. I haven't used her original outfit in so long.
Now that you're formally a member of the Steam Knights,
Wow.
are you going to break things off with street loafers like us?
Wow. Yeah, this is the perfect dream, isn't it? Everybody gets their wish.
Oh, stop it. Have you made your decision, Bina? I see no real reason for me to hesitate. My days in Norport might have been some of the happiest in my life, and I don't really see any need to return to the palace. Alexandrina Vina Victoria is a descendant of the royal family, but she is also a normal, honorable Victorian. You are now an honorable Steam Knight, Allerdale. I, the Honorable Siege. I believe that these lives of ours are for the best. Peaceful lives, such precious things. To life. To Victoria. Whenever you're in the mood, we should go out and have a stroll together. Perhaps throw some stones at the Duke's windows?
This isn't real. This isn't real.
These are the scenes that your subconscious mind wished to see.
Yup.
You hoped that they were all real, didn't you?
Who else will we see here?
Only you can answer that. Let us continue, Doctor. No matter what you see, you must face it. Surmount it.
Oh. I just had a bad feeling. I just had a bad fucking feeling. Oh, I just had an amazingly bad feeling. How many reunion members are gonna be on this? I swear the worst thing the next couple of frames or couple of characters that could appear, well, I say worst, equally the best thing that could appear is literally every reunion member but in Rhode Island clothing. Okay. I hate myself. Not in reunion, Rhode Island clothing, but I hate myself. Oh, this is her old self. Oh god. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm back. Jesus Christ, and it's her happy self.
I'm back, Doctor. It's been a while.
Jesus Christ, speechless. Almost speechless. Tallulah?
It hasn't been that long. Don't you recognize me anymore? I was out setting up an infected treatment center in the north of Ursus. Took quite a lot of effort. Thankfully, the workers in town were all supporting us. Nothing the local lord could do but compromise. We managed to get the land that we needed out of the deal.
Reunion doesn't exist?
Are you trying to crack a joke, Doctor? Or have you just woken up?
I mean, technically I did woke up 2 hours ago and went through the cold outside to the store and came back, and now I'm sniveling. Ugh. Which is not helping.
If Reunion didn't exist, then who would be helping Rhode Island with treating the infected in Ursus?
And Cachet? What about him?
Why would you suddenly bring up the dead black snake?
The dead black snake.
Did you want me to thank you again? Very well. After all, it was only thanks to Rhode Island that Ursus and I were able to cast off that mastermind and start a new future for countless people.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh god, no. Oh no. Oh no. Don't do that. A cold voice? I mean... okay.
Doctor.
Oh! Oh, that's a reaction. No, do not look back. Oh, come on, no. I'm not that chicken shit. No. Oh, fuck me, she's actually... That is truly evil. No, that is truly evil. Oh. Fuck. They actually redesigned her. And gave her a Rhode Island jacket. It's very reminiscent of Amiya's as well, just grey. Alright, let's power through this. Poof.
Doctor?
Oof. Frostnova. You shouldn't be here.
Why? You told me to give you my report immediately after completing the mission, no?
Mission? For Rhode Island?
Who else would I do them for? I've always been a Rhode Island operator.
Always been a Rhode Island operator. Uh-huh. Where's your dad? Am I gonna see Patriot in Rhode Island colors? I'm gonna laugh my ass off if that happens. God.
You look strange, Doctor. Am I standing too close and making you feel cold?
And nervous breakup. Breakup. This isn't right. This isn't right. Illusion shatters. Oh. Whoa. One by one, the lively crew shed their visage, shifting into indistinct jet black shadows. They do not appear dangerous. They just slowly drift around you. Culted? What are they?
This is no illusion or dream. It is all real, in a sense. All the people, all the things you have encountered in the past exist within your imagination. They took their forms based on what you most hoped to see.
How can you stay so calm? Okay, both are kind of like they solely are memories. How can you stay so calm?
These scenes affect me as much as they do you, Doctor. But they are ultimately the product of your thoughts. Originium, guided by your wishes deep in your subconscious and your desires to make up for the past regrets, has reproduced what you wish to see. You continue to hold a deep regard for everything you have experienced alongside Rhode Island, yet despite that, you were able to break away from this beautiful lie. Only now can I believe that you, as you are now, are still the Doctor of Rhode Island.
Originium? Since when can it do this? Why is it being guided by what I want? All that you wish for, I am able to grant. Priestess. Priestess. As I thought, you already... I once told you, Doctor, that others cannot tell you how to solve the mystery surrounding you. You can only rely on yourself. I suspect that we are now extremely close to that critical juncture. If this is all based on my hopes, then are you... I can at least say for sure that you are no illusion. I hope that this judgment of yours is based on rationality and not something else. If these scenes are all about making up for regrets, will I be able to meet Theresa? I do not know for certain where Theresa is, nor what she is doing. What I am sure of is that she has something to do with this environment. Oh god. Wait, Theresa has something to do with the environment? I mean... I do not know for certain where Theresa is, nor what she is doing. What I am sure of is that she has something to do with this environment. Huh. Okay.
Doctor.
Oh boy. Here we go. Oh, no, never mind. Whoa. Oh, okay, yeah, so the beginning of the scene was Amiya picking up the... Oh, she was picking up the dress she's gonna wear as her healer form? Huh. Amiya.
Doctor Kalsit.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I like this new sprite way better than the sprite up until now, the one with the head crooked to the side and tilted upwards. That one always bothered me because it looked like her neck was broken. Anyway.
Dr. Kalsit. Good, you're both here.
Hesitate? No, step forward without hesitation. Sniff?
I was looking all over for you, Doctor.
You look a little different.
Theresa left me this dress.
So she really is here?
I haven't seen her. I've sensed no presence of her aboard this Rhodes Island, in fact.
Did you run into any danger?
I'm fine. So many memories float before me. But not only memories, emotions too, rich ones in every shape and form. I think that the people that we saw were truly alive. But this form of life just makes me sad. After walking down this corridor and seeing you, I think I understand now. The emotions that I felt all stemmed from the same source, Doctor.
Me.
Yes. I touched you, Doctor. I've never done that before.
Oh, she means in a metaphysical thing of touch the memory, see like the true feelings towards everybody. Yeah, that's actually right. I don't believe there was ever a moment where she actually used the crown to peer into the Doctor's mind. I don't believe... Yeah, no, not her. The only one who did that was Theresa. The girl holds your hand, just as she has always done, but a little tighter and more carefully this time.
I know that you've changed a lot compared to the past, Doctor. But considering all that we've experienced together, I'm even more convinced that the you who stands before me now has always been the you that I've trusted the most. Memory may tell falsehoods, but emotion always speaks the truth. There are many things that I still don't understand at this moment. I have questions that can't be answered until we see Theresa once more. No matter what happens, no matter how many unhappy endings await us, you'll stand by my side, won't you, Doctor?
I will. I am Dr. Jacob of Rhode Island.
Good.
Jesus.
Good. That's all I ask for. Let's go find Theresa then.
First, we must figure out how to leave. The answers we seek are not here. Ooh. Hey, Logos. Where are you the entire time? Okay, so this is right in front of Londinium, I'm guessing. Outside? Though this is no illusion. Heaven and earth, life and death. It is all falsehood.
Ha! So even if you leave that dreary gallery of fakes, you just find yourself wandering around an even bigger stage? Who the hell set up these curtains for us? Their taste sucks. Oh, looks like the main cast is finally here. Hey, Crown! Let's put that all-knowing brain of yours to good use. I've got a real big question I want answered. Where the hell are we?
Ooh, what is this? This is a very big close-up of whatever the hell we're looking at. Huh? Zoom out, please. Okay. Damn. Is that the Rhode Island there in the bottom right? I think it is. It's like it's literally like floating in water. A small boat drifting atop an endless golden sea. Also, this requires screenshot. A small boat drifting atop an endless golden sea. We are within Originium. Within Originium there exists a universe. Yep.
たった一度の勝利では戦争を決定づけられはしないですが少なくともより多くの人に空を見せてあげられるはずです。
Wait, I did this on... Yeah, I did this on Adverse. I was confused for a second. Huh, okay. Oh, and the next one is red. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this as a whole once more. Anyhow,